What if I told you that a dream could destroy your life? What if a friend's confused memory could steal 40 years of your freedom? What if everything you believed about justice was a lie? Ryan Ferguson was 17 when they said he was a killer. No weapon, no DNA, no motive. Just a friend with a foggy memory, and a story that kept changing. This is the true story of how a dream became a nightmare. How the American justice system destroyed an innocent man's life and almost got away with it. I'm Isaac, your host, and this is Innocence Uncovered, where we expose the truth the system tried to bury. What you're about to hear could happen to you. October 31st, 2001, Columbia, Missouri. Halloween night in a quiet college town where the biggest worry should be a hangover. At the Columbia Daily Tribune, sports editor Kent Heitholt worked alone. 48 years old, respected journalist, family man, the kind of person everyone liked. At 2:12 a.m., Kent finally called it a night. He walked to his car in the empty parking lot, keys in hand, thinking about tomorrow's deadline. He never made it home. A janitor stepping outside for a smoke break saw two shadowy figures near Kent's car. Moments later, Kent Heitholt was found brutally beaten and strangled. His own car keys used as weapons. The murder shocked Columbia. This wasn't supposed to happen here, not to someone like Kent, not in their safe college town. Police launched a massive investigation. The pressure was enormous. The media demanded answers. The family deserved justice. But the evidence didn't exist. No fingerprints that didn't belong at the scene. No murder weapon beyond those car keys. No witnesses to the actual attack. No security cameras. No DNA evidence. For 2 years, the case sat cold. A murder without a murderer. A crime without consequences. Police needed a win. The community needed closure. And sometimes, when the truth isn't available, people create their own version of it. That phone call was about to change everything and destroy an innocent man's life. Chuck Erickson was 19 years old in 2003. 2 years had passed since Kent's murder. Chuck worked at a restaurant, struggled with drugs, battled depression. He'd been Ryan Ferguson's high school friend. They'd hung out, gone to parties, lived normal teenage lives in Columbia. But Chuck's mind was fracturing. He started having dreams, violent dreams, dreams where he and Ryan had hurt someone, dreams that felt real. Chuck confided in co-workers. What if I killed someone and don't remember? It sounds insane. It was insane. But desperate, damaged people do desperate things. And Chuck Erickson was drowning. So he called police. I think, he said, I might have been involved in that murder. The sports editor, Detective Tom O'Sullivan, couldn't believe it. After 2 years of dead ends, someone was confessing. They brought Chuck in for questioning. Hours and hours of interrogation. The problem? Chuck didn't actually remember anything. He thought maybe he'd been at a bar that night. Maybe he and Ryan left together. Maybe they'd done something terrible. But maybe isn't evidence. Dreams aren't confessions. So police helped him remember.
You left the bar around 1 a.m., right, Chuck?
Maybe?
And Ryan was driving?
I guess, if you say so.
Who strangled him, Chuck? Was it Ryan?
Yes, Ryan did it.
Each question became a statement. Each uncertainty became fact. Each maybe became definitely. After hours of this psychological manipulation, Chuck Erickson had a story. Not a memory, a story that put both him and Ryan Ferguson at Kent Heitholt's murder scene. The police had their confession, they had their suspects, they had their solution. There was just one problem with this perfect solution. None of it was true. Ryan Ferguson was 20 years old, studying journalism at the University of Missouri. Ironically, the same field as the man he was about to be accused of killing. No criminal record, no history of violence, no connection to Kent Heitholt beyond living in the same city. March 10, 2004, police knocked on Ryan's door. "Your friend Chuck says you killed someone." Ryan was confused, shocked, terrified. "What murder? What are you talking about?" They arrested him anyway. Ryan Ferguson, college student, journalism major, innocent man, was now the prime suspect in Kent Heitholt's brutal murder. His crime? Being mentioned in the coached confession of a friend whose memory had been manipulated by desperate detectives. No physical evidence, no DNA, no fingerprints, no witnesses, no motive, just Chuck Erickson's manufactured story, and the system's desperate need to believe it. As Ryan sat in his jail cell that first night, he couldn't comprehend what was happening. He'd never hurt anyone. He barely knew Kent Heitholt. He had no memory of being at the Tribune that night, because he wasn't there. But in the American justice system, sometimes innocence isn't enough. Sometimes a lie told confidently is more powerful than the truth whispered quietly. And Ryan Ferguson was about to learn that lesson the hard way. Ryan Ferguson was about to face a trial where innocence wasn't a defense. Next episode, the trial that ignored truth. How do you defend against evidence that doesn't exist? What happens when witnesses lie under oath? And how does an innocent man get convicted when the prosecution has nothing? The answer will shock you. This is Innocence Uncovered. If this story affects you, share it, subscribe, help us expose the truth. Because for every story we tell, there are hundreds more still buried. And the next victim of wrongful conviction could be someone you love. See you next time.